Hey guys, in this video, I want to buy some NEO, right? And there's different ways to do that. The typical exchange I use is CoinBase. Unfortunately, they don't have NEO as a coin to buy. So I need to go to a different exchange like Binance where I can pick up some NEO and then add it to my account. However, the problem is I can't just move USD, obviously, because they do not have any fiat pairings. So what I need to do is move over a different currency, a different cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, and then buy NEO. Now, the way I did that in the past was I bought Litecoin or Bitcoin, transferred it over. And the reason I did Litecoin a lot of the times was it just went a lot faster. So Litecoin on average moved, I don't know, it maybe took 15 minutes to transfer. And then Bitcoin on average took, I don't know, somewhere near an hour or something like that. So it was just generally a little slower, and I like to use Litecoin. Now, I did find that you can use other things like USDC to move over from Coinbase to Binance. So in this video, we're going to try to do that right now. Actually, I've never done USDC, so this video I'm going to go ahead and do that for the first time, so it should be pretty interesting. Now, why would we want to use USDC? Well, one reason is if I move over Litecoin, I would first have to buy Bitcoin with Litecoin or BNB, the Binance coin, and then with that coin I would have to buy NEO. So there's a lot of transactions, and every time there's fees involved, so the less transactions the better, and that is why we want to use USDC, the US dollar coin, because on Coinbase I can go ahead and convert that instantly to dollars, one-on-one conversion, and I don't have to pay any trading fees. So in theory, there should only be 2 transactions total instead of 4, right? Buying Bitcoin, then buying NEO, then selling NEO for Bitcoin, and then selling Bitcoin for USD would be my traditional route. And that's why I want to use USDC. So let's see what happens. The best way to get started, like always, is go ahead and move over to the trading screen. Okay, so here we are. Let's figure out what we can do. Here is my address, copied address. Here is the NEO USDC screen. You can see it's trading at $8.72, which is a bit unusual because if you go over to NEO here, you can see the calculation is actually a little bit different. NEO's USDC is, yes, 8.72, but if you go to NEO USD, which is based off of TradingView's calculation of what Bitcoin is trading for, it's a bit different. It's actually a lot different. It's at $9.47, but then if you look at some of these former highs, 13.5, then you look over here, some of the former highs, also about 13.5. So it's relatively simple. I mean, similar, but it's unusually oversold right now. I also want to build a longer term position anyway for NEO. So this is actually going to be one of my second entries to a longer position with NEO. So let's go ahead and transfer some money. Now, the best thing to do when you transfer money is you always want to start very small. You always want to do a small transfer if it's just, $50, $100, just to make sure that everything's working right. So let's go overhead and first convert some of our USD to the USD coin. Okay, so here you can see that we have 1 cent, so 1/100th of a USD coin. Let's see how much we can get. That's obviously way more than we want. Let's just start small and move over $100. And let's see what kind of issues we run into. Hopefully we don't run into any issues, so let's just hope for the best. Okay, so we converted our USD. Now we need to go to here to withdrawal, and we want to withdraw this USDC. Oh wait, USDC, yeah, USDC, which is so weird to say. Withdrawal funds. What just happened? Withdrawal right here, then you select currency. Obviously it's this one. Let's withdraw the max amount. What is our destination? USDC address. Let's type that in. We got that address from right here. So it's the same one. It's always good to double and triple check. This address is not whitelisted. I'm not going to whitelist it right now, but it's always a good idea, and it's something I usually do in the future. Actually, it looks like I'm going to have to whitelist it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. Binance, right? Binance USDC. I'm going to go ahead and say AW. So let's go ahead and save that. There's just so many little intricate parts where you really don't want to mess anything up. So now I need to use the authentication. What is it? So now I actually have to wait, I think 48 hours, which is kind of lame. Well, it makes a lot of sense. I have to obviously wait for safety reasons, but I should have probably added this a few days ago. Because now if I go to trade and try to withdraw these or use this address to withdraw, I don't believe it's going to work. So keep that in mind. This is why with crypto, you kind of want to always think ahead and always, do things consistently. And I'm obviously new to USDC, so I haven't had this set up yet. But if you think you're ever going to want to do something, just go ahead and do it in advance, because you never know that day you're actually going to want to do it, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. So like right now, this is a kind of an unfortunate situation, but it's a situation with trading cryptocurrencies. You always run into little discrepancies or inefficiencies in the market or with exchanges. So it's nothing new, and it's kind of interesting to kind of experience live. So yeah, I won't be able to withdraw this, unfortunately. Go ahead and test right here, 962. The funds were transferred to CoinBase for processing, but failed to withdraw. Please manually withdraw from CoinBase. So I suppose I need to go to CoinBase now. CoinBase. This is quite the adventure. Okay, so let's go to accounts. Is this accounts? Potentially. USDC, here you can see it is. Let's go ahead and try to send this again. This will be really interesting if it works. It's quite the little chase they've been putting us on. Okay, so here you can see it's arrived. Let's send. Let's click send. We have the address still saved. Amount, we obviously just want to send all of it. Why is it less than it was before? A minor fee will be added to send USDC addresses. Minor fees do not go to Coinbase. To avoid minor fees, send to an email address. Okay, so what they mean by an email address is simply sending to another Coinbase user, which we're obviously not doing. Now, how long do you think this is going to take? That's the first question. You can see everything here. It's looking good. Coinbase fee 0, minor fee is 2 cents. That's really not too bad at all. That's the note. Let's confirm it. Everything looks good. The code was invalid. Oh, because I took too long. So the recipient address has been added to your whitelist and is pending a 48-hour hold. Okay, so same issue as before, unfortunately. So yeah, it looks like we're really gonna have to wait those 48 hours for at least this USDC to USDC transfer. Let's go ahead and I guess pause this video, and I will come back in 2 days when everything looks ready to go. And by then, I should probably also be shaved as well. Today's Monday, and I usually shave on Mondays, but we'll see what happens. Welcome back, guys. So today is Wednesday, and today was the day where I was going to move over my USDC. Unfortunately, yesterday or this morning, I think it was yesterday evening, Binance was hacked, and they suspended all withdrawals and deposits. So if you look over on this screen, you will notice that everything is suspended. Right now, we are under deposit, so I just want to put some money onto Binance. That's not possible. Withdrawals are also suspended. So right now, I can't do anything, and I can't put that USDC that I wanted to put onto my account. That's just not possible. All suspended, you can see here. So we aren't going to be funding the account today, but I did want to make a little update video as to why I did not go ahead and do that. I think the suspension is 7 days long, so this could take a while, and I guess that's going to delay the upload of this video a little bit. So it's going to be kind of a funny little multi-day video. So a couple of snippets for multiple days, and I'll just tie it all together, make a relatively quick video for you guys. Also, on a second note, I did not shave on Monday, so I will probably do that before Friday, because on Friday I go to where am I going? I think Bonn for my girlfriend's graduation. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm excited for that. So yeah, I will tune in then, I guess, in a few days when all this clears up and I can finally make a deposit. Welcome back, guys. This is going to be our third attempt of trying to get the USDC into the Binance exchange from Coinbase. There was two issues, right? First, there was the whitelisting issue where we had to wait 2 days, and then lo and behold, Binance suspended deposits and withdrawals for 7 days. So that was the second issue. And I originally wanted to start this deposit or transfer of USDC to buy NEO last week on Monday, I think it is. And right now it is May 16th. It's a Thursday. So let's go over here to the NEO chart and see exactly what kind of run up we I wouldn't necessarily say missed, because we were able to trade the funds in many other ways. But at the same time, so to put it in perspective, Monday the 13th was right here. And this is when I wanted to buy the NEO, right? Build a position. I really like the general support we saw here. There was a general price reversal. We were breaking out from the moving average with nice volume. Overall, I really wanted to add to my NEO long-term position. And unfortunately, while we were waiting for all that stuff to happen with Binance and my whitelisting, this huge run-up happened of over 50%. So that was not, or I mean, that was completely fine. We have NEO holdings, but I think what the issue is now, the transfer that I wanted to make to Binance is more or less irrelevant. I don't want to buy at these levels anymore. But what I do want to do for this video anyway is move over a little bit of USDC so we can kind of follow and learn a little bit from this video in terms of how long it takes for USDC to move over to a new exchange. So if you guys remember, the first way I wanted to do it was go here, withdrawal, and then withdrawal funds, you just click USDC coin, and then you enter the exchange. Now it is whitelisted, and I could go ahead and do that. And then you just move over the USDC from here, select how much you want. Last time we did this, it partially worked, right? It moved it over to CoinBase, and it was ready to send it out from CoinBase, but the whitelisting issue basically kept it in our Coinbase account. So let's go ahead and do the same transfer from over here, and all we need is to click send in our Coinbase account. Then we want to do the wallet address. So let's go ahead and add the wallet address of our USDC from Binance, paste, and then how much we want to do. Let's just send the max amount. It's $99.89. The reason that is the max is because we are going to be paying a miner fee. It's a small amount, so not really too much of an issue. And I believe this amount is not a percentage base, so there's no way it could be. That'd be pure absurdity. Optional message. Sure, let's go ahead and write AW as in Alex Winkler, Binance, USDC address funding. I guess that second part is more or less obvious. Let's go ahead and click continue. And here I need to enter my, what's it called? My authentication code. So let me go ahead and do that. Everything looks good. There is a little bit of a miner fee here. You can see 11 cents. Everything else looks right. Let's check the address one more time. It's always good to double check the addresses. And let's go ahead and confirm that. Now I'm going to pause this video and then come back to this video once the funds move over. I have not been able to find out how long the funds will take. If it's anything like Litecoin or Bitcoin, it'll take between 15 minutes and an hour, depending on how congested the network is. There's also the variable of how long does it take till Coinbase sends it out, right? So that's another factor. They probably have some sort of cron job running in the background. I don't really know how they do it on the software side, but that's kind of another thing. So I just refreshed the page, and here you can see now that the USDC is sending. Right now it's pending. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here, and then I'll restart it when I see the USD show up in my Binance account. And right now it is 7:39. Let's go ahead and see how long this takes. Now it's usually never the same amount of time. As in this time it could take 30 minutes, next time it could take an hour, maybe it's even going to take a few minutes. I really have no idea. But like I said, with Litecoin and Bitcoin, the times vary quite often from, I would say, 15 minutes to 60 minutes. So it's going to be really interesting to see how USDC works. You can sneeze if you want. Welcome back, guys. So you can see over here that the transfer is completed. I now have 99.897 USDC in my account. So it has successfully transferred over, and you could even see the transaction ID right here, and the and the destination address, which is obviously the same as this one. So it worked pretty well. It actually worked in under 20 minutes. I saw that it completed about 4 or 5 minutes ago. So I would say around a little over the 15-minute mark. Might have done earlier, depending on when I actually saw it. But it needed 30 confirmations, and I actually took a screenshot around halfway point. Here's the screenshot. You can see that it was still confirming 14 out of 30 confirmations, and then this was at 7:44. So about 15 minutes ago, it was at a halfway point. So this worked pretty well, really fast. I'm pretty happy about it. I also like that it's 1-to-1 pegged to the dollar, so I can move USDC back onto my Coinbase account, then convert it into USD, and then pay no fees with that. So it's much better than moving over Bitcoin or Litecoin, in my theory. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's see how it goes, and yeah, have some fun with it. So if we come over to the NEO USD chart on TradingView, you can kind of see some of the activity here. I don't necessarily want to get into NEO right now or add to my position, so maybe in a future video I'll show you guys how I do that, but I'll focus this video on specifically just the transferring to USDC. And you could even see it right down here. You have the Binance USDC comparison. Overall, the correlation is very similar. Right now it's a little bit under. You can see Neo Bitcoin. This is actually Neo Bitcoin. It's just converted into USD for our convenience, and is right now it's a little cheaper, right? But sometimes this is actually more than the other one. So Neo Bitcoin comparison. So it kind of fluctuates a little bit. I'm sure you could do a little bit of arbitrage trading between the two amounts. I personally don't do that myself, but it could be kind of an interesting thing to do now and then. The main points that I want you guys to take away from this video is simply the fact of being ready for a trade, right? If we already had USDC in Binance ready to go, we would have been able to capitalize on this trade. So if you don't even think you're going to trade today or next week or whatever, just make sure all your exchanges are set up, make sure your accounts are funded, and just be ready to go. So when the opportunity does show and poke its head up, you're able to capture it and really capitalize on that opportunity and not miss it, kind of like this Neo trade. So I think this video is a perfect example of why you should always be prepared. Actually, in the my course, the Profitable Crypto Trader course, the whole entire first series is exactly about getting everything set up, because it's super, super important. In this one case, I just did not have my account funded, my Binance account funded, simply because I don't use it that much. But that was a mistake on my end, and I should have had it funded, and I should have been ready to go. If I do see a good NEO setup in the future, I could maybe make a video on how I place the order, but I'll probably be placing a limit order somewhere near some bigger support, and look for an entry there, because I am fairly bullish on a lot of the altcoins now that Bitcoin has really turned the market into a bull market. Cool guys, I think that is everything for this video. I will see you in the future and probably on Monday for the weekly trade review. Till then, ciao ciao.